The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corporation.
Where my girl got the sweetest pussy.
Welcome to SinCityBounty.com. Broadcasting live from fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada.
Woo! Versus Prompt.
So I teased it a little bit. If you only watch us on YouTube, cry, but thank you for watching us on YouTube.
Yes.
You should totally watch us live on Facebook.
And then go back and watch this awesome video.
Right, watch the
live
edited
on
video
YouTube.
later. But you miss all the pre-show shit that we get about 2.5 minutes in on Facebook, as long as everyone's here on time, which is where we show off bras and we tease a little bit about what we're going to talk about on the show. So I teased a little bit that I had a run-in with Eric Trump this week, and I did. So Facebook was suddenly flooded with all of these, rate the president.
I remember that. I was like, what the hell?
A couple of days ago. And so I filled one out. But you fill it all the way out. And, of course, the four choices were, how do you think the president is doing now? And it was tremendous. I shit you the fuck not. Tremendous, great, good, other. So I put other. And then there was a bunch of other questions. And then we're like, why did you rate the president like you did? And I was like, because I think he's an insolent asshat, and he's ruining my country, and he's ruining my chances of ever being a homeowner, and a bunch of other things. And just on and on and on and on and on about these things.
An insolent asshat?
An insolent asshat. And so I get to the end, and it was like, how much would you like to donate to complete your registration? Please donate money to the Trump presidential candidacy thing. And it was like $1,000, $500, $750, $5. Or other. You could fill in another. So I put in 0. And I hit enter, and then it asked me for my credit card information. I was like, I ain't giving you no motherfucking credit card information.
So does that mean that your vote wasn't counted because you didn't give them?
I don't know.
Oh.
That's the thing. Like, I think that might be what it was. My vote may not have counted because I didn't pay. So this morning I opened up. That
sounds so Trump-like.
It does. So this morning I open up my email, and apparently no one read my review, so maybe my review didn't get, but they did capture my fucking email address. There's a fucking direct email, and when you have Gmail, you know when it was sent direct to you because the little yellow arrow shows up, and they're like, this one was sent directly to you, and you're not part of a chain. And I was like, that's cool. I usually read those first. And then it was like Eric Trump, and I was like, this is gonna be a spoof. So I opened it. Thank you so much for the support of your president, Donald Trump. Please tell us why you voted for Donald Trump. And so I replied, even though I know it's a bot, but I replied, and I said, I did not vote for Trump. Hashtag impeach Trump. And then I deleted hashtag impeach Trump because if the Trump administration is monitoring this, I don't want them to lock up my email address because they have the capability of the CIA and the FBI right now, which totally scares the fuck out of me.
Yeah, but they don't like him.
I know they don't like him, but they still have to do what he says sometimes.
No, they don't.
And so I just sent I did not vote for Donald Trump, and then I unsubscribed because there was an unsubscribe link at the bottom. I unsubscribed, and then I unsubscribed through Gmail because Gmail has an unsubscribe option, which will automatically just delete them as they come to you. And then I went to one of those spam websites where you can report email addresses that have sent you spam, and I reported that email address. So Eric Trump, please go fuck yourself. Oh wait, I need both of them on the both of them. Can you get both of them? Mm-hmm. Both?
I once answered something where it was a survey, but really it wasn't meant for me. But I went on because I wanted some balance. And so now I get these emails regarding our fight against the homo agenda.
You can unsubscribe from those.
Yes, but I do get the pleasure out of reading it sometimes because I think, God, you're quite the asshole. Like, you're a real person.
Do you know what the homo agenda is? The homo agenda is to get married and live miserable lives like the rest of you fucks. That's the homo agenda. That's it. That's the whole goddamn thing. They just want to be as uncomfortable and unhappy and as marriage poor as the rest of you twerks.
Right. And they're like, $10 more to help us fight. Help us fight against.
I have a Facebook friend that if you guys watch my page at all, I'm always trolling this guy. Because he is a major, huge, fanatical Trump supporter. And a good Christian.
Oh, God.
And so...
How do you know
like
this guy?
literally a good Christian?
That's what he says.
Okay.
Oh, no, so he's a good Christian on Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook. Well, he does go to church.
But that don't mean he ain't banging the homos in the corner.
But the thing is that according to him, Trump was chosen by God.
So George Bush thought he was chosen by God.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
But so I keep putting on there every time he posts something, I go,
I don't either.
praise Trump, the Messiah has finally returned.
You keep saying that?
I keep saying that to him. And he keeps putting fake news, fake news, fake news.
On everything?
No, but most of the stuff, you know.
Why? You have like the whole time you were talking,
You can unfollow.
Well, I couldn't even concentrate on what you were saying until the very end. Because there's a frog there. Well, I was distracted. There's a frog there.
There's a crotch grabbing frog there.
But it looks like it's ready to fist or grab somebody by the pussy.
He's hanging 10 with his hand in his crotch.
Yeah.
Okay.
What does he do?
No, let's not talk about what he does. Let's forget the frog. Can you put the frog behind the monitor so it doesn't distract them anymore?
Yes.
Because I don't want to mention it on air in regards to what you just said about it. I can tell you afterwards what the frog is for.
It's actually for a really good cause, and we just made it totally dirty.
Yeah, we did.
Well, because that's what we do on this show. They're like, hey, we're going to help out the homeless people. How can I make this disgusting and dirty?
Nothing is too sacred to make fun of.
Rule 34. Boom.
Listen, if
I
you
thought
have
34
it there,
was the porn.
Yeah.
Everything can be made into porn.
Exactly. Rule 34. Everything can be made into porn.
He said
including
made
that frog.
fun of. Made fun of.
I feel that you guys know me enough by now that if there's something in here that I should not turn into something dirty, like if it's sacred, you probably should mention it. Because all I could think about was that animal.
All of life is sacred.
Was that Facebook God?
That was SinCityBounty God. All of life is sacred. Every sperm you swallow is in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Thou shalt not waste the seed of man.
Anybody have a plate I can pass?
When lightning hits the building.
Yeah.
We are protected by our pagan bubble of protection.
They'll let me in the bubble.
You don't think God has a sense of humor?
I know God has a sense of humor.
I follow God on Facebook. He's hilarious.
Number one, I follow God on Facebook. Number two, I've seen the story of God on Webtoons. So it's great comic. It's a hilarious comic.
I'm so lost.
He's an alcoholic.
That's one of my subjects tonight. I want to talk about the war on Christmas a little bit.
Wait. Where's he at, in Belgium or something like that?
No. He's up in heaven, and he's got Gabriel helping him out and everything. But he's an alcoholic living in heaven, and like stuff was made up because God was drunk. And he keeps calling Lucifer Lucy, and it pisses Lucifer off. He's like, "Hey, Lucy, I have a problem."
What's the name of this comic again?
The Story of God, I think.
The Story of God, and it's on Webtoons.
Yeah.
Jasper, well, at least if you're going to get fisted by a frog, you don't have to worry about lube.
True adapt.
That's true.
You do have to. Some frogs have that psychoactive substance excreting from them. So
I'm not hating that.
Those frogs or toads? I thought those were toads.
No, those are tree frogs. Boop, boop.
Frogs, toads, whatever.
Himalayan, Amazonian tree frogs. The Adventures of God. Adventures of God.
Tim said, "Is that the third baptism?" And Addie my first time watching. Hello to the three beautiful ladies.
Oh, Addie,
Hello.
I'm sorry. Hello.
Tell her to hang up now. Turn
Sorry.
off the computer. Yep.
You are in for a ride, motherfucker. Sorry, I gotta move my
Stay
mic
on.
away.
Hello, Nishoba. Tabitha. Hey. Jaspy, of course. Hello.
Wait a minute, Tabitha?
Alex. Yes.
Yep.
Not your Tabitha.
Oh.
Maybe.
No, it's probably Tabitha.
Nope. Oh, maybe.
It's Tabitha.
From
Or
Bewitched?
Tabitha.
Oh, I don't know. No, it could be
Tabitha.
Tabitha. No, that's not Tabitha. Tabitha's last name is like 5 names long.
Yeah.
Are you related to Tabitha?
No, she was on Bewitched.
Oh, never
Tinkle,
mind
tinkle,
then.
tinkle.
I thought maybe it was like
She's
an
like,
ex-wife
I
or
need to do my
something.
dishes. Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle.
Speaking of the little girl from Bewitched, you fine people need to go to WWDBTV.com. There's a brand new show that started. We're not going to mention them on the air because of what kind of show we are, but please go check out the WWDBTV.com website and check out all the great shows that they have there. We love them all, but this newest edition is just so adorable.
It's so
You just have
fucking
to go.
cute. I can't stand it.
Yeah, it's that cute. Your teeth will hurt.
They hurt already. But that's because I've got the scurvy.
You can say who it is.
It's called the Jolly Girls. No, because they're going to make it
No,
dirty.
no. We
Yeah.
cannot talk about a little kid show on this show.
No.
Okay.
We cannot do it. I think we...
Beep! Cut that
Too late.
out.
We don't even talk about the teenager show on this show.
We've
so.
only mentioned it like twice, and she can't, even though she's over 18 now, she is not allowed on our show.
Yeah.
She has a reputation to maintain and uphold, and we will not ruin that for her.
We
Besides,
will not.
her mom will kick your ass.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I think
her mom loves us.
secretly loves us.
Yeah.
She does.
So
She does.
I don't think it's a secret. Like every time I see her, she's like, ah! It's like not super fan, but it's like, you know, high pitched girl things. I really.
She waits
like
till
them.
the daughter goes to bed and then watches the show.
She could be like that guy from
Sorry.
the first season operating a wrecking ball. Listening to our show, remember that?
Yes. That was awesome.
It was a guy who destroyed buildings for a living, and when he did it, he listened to our show.
Yep.
We had to put all kinds of disclaimers in there about if you get killed during a building destruction thing in Pennsylvania or wherever, it's not our fault.
It doesn't shock me that that's where he's from. And listening, you know, during.
What is up with people from Pennsylvania? Have you ever answered that
weird.
question for us?
I can't answer it. I don't know.
Pennsylvania has this weird dividing line in the middle of it.
Totally.
And so everybody on the left-hand side of Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, where your Steelers are really weird. And that weirdness is reflected in the fucking streets they have over there in Pittsburgh and in the surrounding areas. Something just popped up on my Facebook feed from when we were back there for Thanksgiving a couple of years ago. And there is literally no direction we got from Google Maps that didn't eventually have take a slight right onto. And what they mean is that the road goes a little bit to the right and doesn't go straight forward. But they all end up going a little bit to the right. And I think that perfectly describes everyone on the left-hand side of Pennsylvania. A little bit
Wait,
to the right.
Aren't they? That's where all the thieves live, right?
I have no
The
idea.
thieves.
Yeah. The Steelers?
Yeah, the Steelers.
Ha 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 ha.
I'm
That's
a big
all right.
Steelers fan.
It's all right. They have to
So-
steal because they can't win shit.
Whatever.
So Middle Pennsylvania is Amish and Jerry Sandusky. That's pretty much how you describe mid Pennsylvania.
So that's
really
where
nice-
when people retire from Alabama, they go to central Pennsylvania.
No, people leave Pennsylvania and retire elsewhere. Nobody from the South retires in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
They do the reverse. Nobody's like, I want my retirement home in Tunkhannock. Like, it just doesn't happen.
Shout out to Tunkhannock. What? Don't even know where that is. Somebody hashtag them. Get them on board with us.
It's in a central
No,
Pennsylvania.
it's not. It's right by where I grew up. It's
Can you say the name again?
Tunkhannock. It's like Tunchannock or
It's a
something.
town? City?
It's a town, Tunkhannock.
City? Town?
Well, the same thing.
In that part of the world, that's all the same.
Yeah.
You got
Population.
2 cities. You got 2
I don't know,
cities.
12? I don't know.
You got 2
Enough
cities.
to have their own high school.
Yeah, 2 cities in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. That's it. Everyone else is like 5 houses around a river.
Philadelphia is mostly left-leaning, right? A little to the
The,
left.
the
Yes.
city.
Yes, in Philly. But the area where I'm from, so far right. So far right that when we went back to visit, my daughter and I could have, it was before the election, and we could have played a game like, see how many Trump signs you can collect just driving down my dad's street. So they're a little bit of a, they're very, where I'm from, it's a very Catholic.
Wasn't that town featured on the news?
Yeah,
and it was like 100% voted Trump or some shit like that?
How do they feel now?
Crazy.
With the tax, with that new tax thing that just got signed? And
At 1 o'clock in the morning while
yeah,
everyone
yeah.
was sleeping or jerking off into their sheets?
I have no clue.
Can you take a poll? Can you call home and say,
Let me see what I can do. Well, I said to my brother, I just saw my brother this past weekend, and my brother now lives in Florida. And I said to him, we're sitting there, and actually we had gotten into an argument before the election, so we try not to talk about it too much.
Wait, your brother who was teaching people in way far north?
Yes. He was a teacher in Alaska.
But he's a Trump supporter?
Yes. Yes.
he lives in Florida now?
Despite the fact that he has his reasons, and his reasons are his own valid reasons. His reasons are not build the wall or anything like that. He has
He was just
reasons.
anti-Hillary.
No, he has reasons. Bottom line, he felt that that a non-politician, with a corporate background, might be better than a continued cycle of politicians.
Perhaps a successful one.
Perhaps, but that wasn't the option there. So anyway, bottom line,
Ross Perot would have been fucking great, you people. I'm just saying.
Here's
No.
the deal.
You know why?
I'm not.
Because it's not a corporation. It is a country. You
Right, I
cannot
got it.
run
I
the
got
government
it,
like a business.
But some people just felt that.
You know what? Are you guys
I'd
going to do a
let
show
the
tonight?
head guy for Zappos run the business.
That would be awesome. So I asked him while he was there. I'm like,
maybe
hey,
Ocean Spray. Oh, there's no head guy at Ocean Spray.
Go ahead.
Isn't
Sorry.
that Ocean? Mr. Spray.
The cranberries.
See,
That
there
guy
we
in the
go.
field.
Making it dirty again.
Oh, I didn't even think of it in a dirty way, but yes.
You just
I didn't mean it dirty, like
Mr.
Ocean Spray. Mr. Spray.
I made it dirty.
anyway, your brother.
Tell us
you're
about
gonna
your
call-
brother.
You will call home and
I'll
take
ask
the temperature.
others, but my brother tried to stand by. I said, "How you feeling about your vote now?" And he's like, "I'm feeling pretty good. I'm still feeling good." And I'm like, "You're just being a fucking asshole now."
even with this tax bill, he's,
I don't believe that that's
Look,
still his feel, but he's holding fast. So
here's the thing. We could just ignore the tax bill altogether. The fact that he has supported all of the people that are in his... The fact that he's fired more people than he's hired, I think, at this point, or people have had to retire or ask for their leave, and everyone is under investigation in his administration.
Okay, but think about this, okay? I mean, really seriously think about this. What is the one thing that Putin would like to see happen in this country?
He'd like to see us destroy ourselves, and that's what we're doing.
And that's exactly
way,
what we're doing.
Putin sounds dirty too.
Yeah.
No, I was doing that before I got here.
Putin nanny? Is it Putin nanny?
Putin
I just can't believe we have another 3 years of this.
I hope we don't.
No,
Whatever happened to the
I
bills
don't
to
see
impeach
that
him?
happening. I
Somebody-
just don't see
We'll
it
see.
happening.
Michael Flynn.
We
we've
will.
got-
The
got some Michael
entire
Flynn
country
info
will
coming up
collapse
pretty soon.
before that time, or we'll blow North Korea out of the water or something.
And this people is why I don't have a 401k.
This
We're
is
not
exactly.
going to be around.
This
Use
is
it all now.
This is exactly
So-
why I do have a 401k, and it's 90% invested in foreign investments that are not in Asia.
But you're not going to be here. So
Yeah, I might still be. Remember, I'm going to survive the apocalypse.
That's true. She would be the only one.
yeah.
When the apocalypse happens,
Whatever
I'm
apocalypse.
I'll be the
staying right
first
here in
one.
Las Vegas. You know why? Because
Why?
everybody's going to Wyoming and Montana and Colorado to get the hell out of the city. This place is going to be deserted, so I'm going to stay right here.
It all depends on what kind of apocalypse it is.
Yeah, if it's a complete socioeconomic breakdown, I have a nice little spot to bug out to.
If it's war oriented, we got Nellis right here. We're getting nuked.
True dat.
So y'all, I have watched Ocean's 13, and I happen to know that we have some really good underground storage units for money that are connected to the different casinos, and that's where I will be.
I'm sorry, but that's bullshit.
I saw it in the movie.
There are some. I used to work at Caesar's Palace, and I worked in the underground areas. There are some great underground spaces here in Vegas.
But they'll be full of casino people.
Yeah.
You want some. Okay. It is entirely possible to drive out of this city without ever getting on a freeway.
Yep.
It is entirely possible to walk out of this city without ever having to get on a road and without ever having to really exert yourself beyond walking up a slightly steep hill. If you know where to look and know how to look, you can escape any city without having to come across border guards, military personnel, or other assholes you'll have to shoot because they want to take your fucking candy bars.
I would pass out by the time I get to the 7-Eleven on my street corner. I'm not fucking walking out of Vegas.
You just take it nice and slow. Nice and slow. The first couple of days you got to push yourself just beyond your limit, but after that it gets way easier.
Yep.
I'm just gonna die.
Just pretend.
I'm just gonna be like,
pretend you're in the stand.
So here's what we'll do. I will tell you guys my in-town rendezvous point. You can show up, drop your daughter off, and then you can go do what you want, and I'll take your daughter out, and we'll survive.
I know my daughter will already be out there with like the backpack on, with like canned food, water. She'll be
Exactly.
like, "See you later."
Exactly. You can just hit her up with my crew, and then we can all, as a team,
And the
turn
only
into
reason
Rick's
they would
people.
take us along would be fodder. When they need a distraction so
that.
they can escape.
When the
It'd be
bear's
like-
chasing me,
You're right.
I don't
It'd be
gotta
like,
be fast. I just gotta be faster than
Yeah.
you.
That's
Elexia,
it.
I need you to go around that corner right there. Here, hold this gun. Make sure okay, I got the bullets in my pocket. And go around that corner.
And go, ah!
You're like, "Here, hold this jar of honey." Smile and wave.
They'll only put up with us for so long, and then we're the sacrifice so they can escape.
Just so you guys know, y'all are well marbled. You'll make some good eating. Yum.
I would start with the ass first. Highly
And then again,
suggested.
so-
Hell yeah, rump roast for
So-
breakfast.
So back to the underground places here. Of course, that again depends on what apocalypse. We've got so many scenarios that could happen. There could be climate change apocalypse. This used to be an ocean. This valley used to be water. So
Did we?
Yes. That's why you can find.
our
That's why.
state fossil, I think, is like the ichthyosaur or something. It's a fish.
I have no idea what it is. I
We
didn't
used
grow
to be
up
the
here.
bottom of a very, very great ocean right here, and that's why most of the fossils you'll find here are seashells and snails and shit.
Yep.
Google it. Go to the Natural History Museum and
Yeah,
ask.
there you go. That'd be
I've
the
been to
question.
the Natural History Museum. But they have little sharks in water. What are you supposed to do?
Feed the sharks
I
in the
didn't get
water.
much past that.
So there's climate change apocalypse. There's
Socioeconomic breakdown.
yep. There's
Nuclear war.
Nuclear war. There are so
Zombie
many.
apocalypse.
Well, we'll see. I saw somebody one of my friends on my friends list on Facebook posted something about don't go get your flu shot. Don't vaccinate your children. And I just did this thing.
So here's the thing. The flu shot this year, it has been confirmed that the flu shot this year is not as effective as it's supposed to have been because the flu went to Australia and got mutated.
Yep.
So fuck you, Australia. Thanks a bunch, motherfuckers. Keep your Fosters.
Although your kangaroos are cute, as are your accents. So.
And everyone who's ever come from Australia, ever. Hot. There's something in the water down there, and it's the flu. If the zombie apocalypse starts anywhere, it'll happen in Australia. Why? Because that's where all the things that kill you live.
That's true.
of them.
Out of the 10 top deadliest snakes, I think
Nine
nine
of
of them are from Australia, right?
Kangaroos might be cute, but they will kick your guts out of you. Like, literally, they'll stand on their tails and kick you with their claws.
Don't koalas eat your face, too?
Have you ever seen an angry koala? Them bitches are viciously hideous.
They're the cutest little
Don't
thing,
forget
but-
the stingrays.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
Well, that actually happened in the Gulf of Mexico because we got those down there, too. But yeah. Oh, poor Steve Irwin. I miss you, Steve-O.
Speaking of really quick, have you seen his son?
Have you seen his daughter?
Woo, boy, that girl is hot.
Who are we talking about?
She's so cute. Yeah, but I didn't mean it like that. I'm not meaning it.
I
in a
didn't
pervy
mean it
way
like that
because the
either.
son
I'm
is
sorry.
13.
Where are we at? Where are we at?
Irwin's.
Steve Irwin's
Steve
son.
Irwin.
Back
Irwin's
to her.
daughter.
She talked about
Steve
Steve
Irwin
Irwin.
got killed by a
I
stingray.
said, have you
He's
seen
from
his
Australia.
son? He made it dirty, not me. Steve Irwin's son has been doing the bits, the animal bits on Jimmy Fallon, much like his dad would do with the animals and the education. And every time I see it, like, it makes my heart ache because he's just like his dad.
He was just a baby when his dad died too. He never knew him.
He was just little,
But
but
his daughter Bindi, who's been doing
she's
amazing things.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that girl got hot. And she's over 18 now, so I can say that.
Yeah.
She was on Dancing.
Hi,
She
Bindi.
won Dancing with the Stars, but she's really good family. You never hear like that they're assholes or anything.
No, all I've ever heard was that they were super nice people.
Yeah, they do a lot for conservation and all of that. So.
Right up my alley.
Australia has cassowary birds. They are scary monsters.
Australia has emus as well, and those motherfuckers are scary as shit too. Cassowaries are like tiny little compact condensed versions of emus, and they'll chase your ass down and peck your eyes out.
So
Can they fly?
No, nothing in Australia can fly. That's why it's still in Australia.
Laurie said, I love Steve Irwin's kids, which ironically, I think, or coincidentally, I think I first learned about Bindi from her. Timothy said before, Vladimir Putin in you, girl. Hello from Wild Bill. Hey, Wild Bill.
Hey, Wild Bill.
Teotwaki.
You know Wild Bill.
Teotwaki is no joke.
What is that?
Teotwaki?
Teotwaki.
It sounds like a crunchy thing that you get at 7-Eleven.
That's
No.
a taki.
That's those great big giant spiders in Australia.
Oh, I was close.
Fuck that shit.
And the
big
deadliest
as Great
spiders live
Danes.
in Australia. In Australia, slog with the biggest bat.
Yep. All the things that will kill you in Australia.
Actually,
Which is-
bats are pretty cool.
Bats are cool. Still, giant ass bats with 6-foot wingspans.
Yeah.
Scary as fuck.
They'll
I mean,
poke you-
they're
they'll poke you
cool.
in the
They're
eye.
over there.
flying puppies.
No, they are not. They're flying devil dogs. They're cool over there. They're not cool
They're cool
over
to watch
here.
on YouTube.
They're cool to watch on anything but here. Over there, fine.
I love
here,
bats.
not
It's one
good.
of my favorite.
They have a whole
mammals.
shitload out at Bonnie Springs. There's some caves out there.
Hell, we got them right here in Vegas.
Yeah, I
we
know,
got
but I
bats
mean,
here
these
all
are
Fruit
like-
bats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they're like this big.
They're so cute.
And they're tiny. They're fine. It's just like spiders. Here's the thing. Spiders cool outside. Spiders inside. In my territory, I cannot guarantee your safety. We have an agreement. They now all live outside. They do not live inside anymore. I had to wage war for a little while,
Hey,
but they learned their
wait.
lessons.
Which reminds me, I heard something and I can't remember where I heard it in the last week or so. Maybe one of you guys have heard it too. That you're going to get fined now if you get caught feeding pigeons. Have
Good.
you heard that?
No.
Good.
Have you heard that?
Shit all over my roof
I
and
know.
car.
Yeah.
Those dirty, disgusting,
They carry
filthy,
disease. Yeah,
flea-ridden,
they're flying
plague.
rats and so.
Blah, blah. It's their reason. There's still bubonic plague in the world, and fucking pigeons are the reason.
So nobody's heard that.
I haven't heard it.
Okay.
I hope so.
No, but I
hope
have
it
seen
comes
this
to
one
pass.
go outside with a big old gun, and she's like, I think I hear me some pigeons.
My dogs know what's up too. As soon as we start looking out the door, if we put the slider in the doggy door, they just start going out. Ah, there's gonna be a bird kill. They're gonna kill a bird. God forbid you actually pick up the rifle before you close the doggy door. Otherwise, they are out there and they're looking up like fucking manna from the sky. They're like,
Why do you have so many pigeons in your neighborhood? They usually
know.
gather at...
because of all the trees in her neighborhood.
Yeah, but pigeons usually they gather where people leave food.
They gather where
Or
they
on
can.
statues.
They gather where they can find food, and all of the trees in Las Vegas are fruiting trees of some kind, and they will eat the seeds and shit off of the trees.
I have no problem with pigeons. I think they're pretty. They've got iridescent necks. But then I don't deal
I'm gonna
with
show
them.
you my car outside.
Well, are you sure that's pigeons?
yeah,
I mean,
I'm positive.
I've
I've
got
looked up
birds
on my roof
poop on
and
my
have them,
car, but
like hanging out like this. And yeah, we have all kinds of trees. Like every single one. Some have fruit trees and shit. So, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I like all birds.
I shoot the little fuckers.
I want you to come shoot them. I was like, how do I
might
get
be
rid
going to
of
jail
these?
feeding pigeons. I'll feed them when I go to the park. I take crackers and shit. Feed them.
Yeah, feed them crackers, because that's not good for them.
Look at the death stare I'm getting from Sierra. I know she hates birds. I love birds.
Birds are fine. Over there.
I love birds so much that I will not own one as a pet.
There you go.
I will never own a bird as a pet because birds are meant to fly.
I will tell you that, seagulls at the beach, that I have, tossed something just to watch them all come and, go nuts, and then my daughter freak out.
I have been known to occasionally feed a seagull if there's another seagull there, just to watch them stand over the chip and scream at each other. 'Cause that's what they do. They stand there, and they have, this screaming match. They're like, mine! Mine! Just like in Finding Nemo. I swear to God, it's the most hilarious thing ever. I throw a little fucking potato chip out there, and there's two birds standing over. They hardly ever actually attack each other. They just scream at one another. It's hilarious.
I can see that.
It's like the hobo fights of seagulls. No? Not acceptable?
No.
Okay.
Lori says flying foxes get a bad rap. They're gentle and rarely carry rabies. That's a type of bat, by the way.
Mm-hmm. They're still giant and scary.
Lori is glad they passed the ordinance of not feeding the pigeons, if that actually was passed.
Like I said, don't know if that's true. I just heard that.
Tim says, whoa, birds' lives matter. Bird triggered.
I'm pigeon triggered.
Birds' lives do not matter when they are shitting their toxic poop all over my side yard where my dogs run around.
Teotihuacan means the end of the world as we know it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, like the, it's the end of the world.
But they don't say the word Teotihuacan in it, do they?
No, but that's the contraction, the end of the world as we know it.
Oh, got it. It's an acronym.
It's on my Pinterest page. If you see it, I have a for the Teotihuacan, but I do call it for the end of the world as we know it. No one pronounces it.
That is actually a great word for that.
Yeah.
I like it.
How did you not know it if you have that on
Because
your
I didn't
Pinterest?
see it. And you just pronounced it.
Yeah,
to me.
Teotihuacan, you don't think about it.
I don't think about how it's spelled.
It still sounds
the
like
town
something
in
I want to
Pennsylvania,
eat.
right?
Tunkhannock,
Teotihuacan.
Scranton.
Scranton. Is there an N in that word?
Is that word?
Scranton.
That's where Dunder
Supposed
Mifflin
to be.
is, right?
Yeah, Dunder Mifflin.
Yeah.
Lori says it's true. She read it.
Oh, okay.
The pigeon ordinance.
Thank God. Fucking pigeons.
I am not a fan of pigeons, so I actually can't even.
Thanks for
defend
having
them.
my back, Lori.
Pigeons' lives matter? Not in this country.
You know that's how Sierra
Not
is
in
going
my
to die,
yard.
right? She's going to be at the park or in front of a business complex where pigeons usually hang out, and they're going to start attacking her like they do in the movie The Birds.
Yeah.
They're gonna
For
bury
no
her
reason
in
either.
pigeon shit.
For no reason either. I'll just be minding my own goddamn business, not bothering them. The little
Trying
fuckers
to
are going
eat
to try
a
to kill me.
sandwich.
That's right. I'll just be trying to eat my fucking non-branded foot-long sandwich. Until you pay me money, it will be a non-branded foot-long
And all
sandwich.
these birds are gonna be like, "Quack, quack, look at that non-branded sandwich. Quack, quack."
And they're going to peck my eyeballs out for my non-branded
But they'll-
spicy Italian
But they'll-
6
you know,
inch sub.
I've actually imagined this scenario before. They'll actually pick at her and pull pieces out of her arm. I know how much she hates. I know how much she hates birds.
You'll be like,
I like to tease her with the fact that she hates birds. So
you're gonna be like, "No, my non-branded sandwich," as your arm is skinless. Not the non-branded sandwich.
I'll beat a bitch for my non-branded sandwich.
I am not going down like this.
Now, if it's a Chipotle burrito, I'll go Hulk on a motherfucker.
ah, my burrito.
Not the non-branded burrito.
No, I'll say Chipotle. I love you.
So now I'm gonna think of I'm gonna think of Tippi Hedren every time I see her now.
Who, me?
I'm just seeing you have your sandwich. Not the sandwich.
It's one of the places where she will make a last stand.
Yeah, honey,
I won't die on this hill.
I did not get this luscious by letting a bird eat my fucking sandwich.
It's fucking $5 foot long. Let it go.
I don't get no cheap ass $5 foot long. That was $7.95.
I'll be over there with my salad from the same non-branded place, and I'll be like putting the lid on. Hey man, I'll catch you later.
Motherfucker.
So Wild Bill has this idea, which I've seen this idea in other places, and then there's actually a skit about it. But if you have animals that are bothering you in a community, you can unleash their predators.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So they're, I think it's the Gilmore Girls. I'm a big fan of the Gilmore Girls. And they have a deer population that keeps eating everybody's gardens. And one of the fixes that they think about doing is releasing wolves.
Bring
Right?
them in. Wolves solve everything.
Wild Bill says, come to Missouri. We don't have flying rats. We have hawks and owls. So your Chihuahua might be on the menu, but there won't be pigeons on the menu.
We actually didn't have a huge pigeon problem when we first moved into this house because there was a feral cat colony in our neighborhood. And they ate the fucking pigeons. Well, a couple of neighbors decided that they didn't like an occasional cat turd in the dirt. That, by the way, the maintenance people that we pay pick up. You don't even have to pick up the fucking cat shit. But they decided they didn't want the random cats running around in the neighborhood, so they started capturing them and releasing them elsewhere. One of my neighbors actually still sets out a trap, even though they've gotten rid of all feral cats. Well, then, about a year after all the feral cats were taken away, suddenly we have a big fucking pigeon problem, and now there's posts all over, please stop feeding the pigeons, please stop. No, motherfucker, you can feed all the pigeons you want. Bring the cats back.
You know what I would do? I would put all the pigeon food in your neighbor's yard. Along with the trap.
Well, I actually like that neighbor.
You can actually go to the actual dollar store and buy a bag of bird food if you want to fuck with your neighbors that bad.
Now, I actually like that neighbor. I am a little mad that he was trapping feral cats, but he's a way better neighbor than my other neighbor, who, by the way, I had an incident with this neighbor today. Not like a bad incident, but I noticed he goes away on business trips a lot, and his wife is retired, and the last time he went away, his newspapers just started building up, and his wife doesn't really go anywhere. And I saw him today, which I rarely ever see him. This is the one that kept reporting me until I reported them, and then they stopped reporting me. And I offered to bring in his newspapers for him, or move them or throw them over the wall or whatever when he was gone, because they would just keep building up, and that generally attracts bad people because they're like, oh, we can rob this house. And he was like, oh no, so-and-so usually does that for me, but sometimes my wife's a little lazy and doesn't come get him or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. But he was like right here the whole time he was talking to me. Like, he was in his garage when I got his attention, and then he just walked straight out right up here, and I'm like trying to back away, like just trying to offer to get your newspapers for you, buddy. But he was just like, I was like, I'm gonna let my dogs poop a little week longer next time. You stop getting all up in me like that. I was just trying to be nice and neighborly and shit.
Maybe he was trying to get your non-branded sandwich.
Yeah.
I already ate that. And my non-branded cookie cake pop.
Lori said Bodega Bay.
Hashtag.
I'm not sure what that is. Hashtag Bodega Bay.
What's that?
I don't know what Bodega Bay is.
It sounds familiar. It sounds bloody. Whatever it was.
What's Bodega Bay?
She'll tell
What
us.
is it?
Go ahead and keep going.
I was driving in my non-branded car going to a non-branded eatery. Sadly, I was stopped by the non-branded law enforcement due to my non-branded alcohol beverage being open in the front seat. Oh, help me, non-branded deity.
Thank you. And you are all welcome, motherfuckers. You are all welcome, because you now have some shit you can make viral. Hashtag.
No, you won't be passing around that viral shit.
Bodega Bay is
different
where
thing.
the birds.
Oh, the birds. Okay. Oh, from what you guys talked about.
CJ says the same thing happened in New York. They had a major pigeon problem. The nature sent in a red-tailed hawk. That's true. We could just wait for the natural predator of the land.
But the problem is that the natural predators that would have normally lived here are being poisoned by the poison people are using to get rid of the pigeons.
Which are wolves. Right? Or
No.
Coyotes. Coyotes are a natural predator
But
here
coyotes
in the
can't
Las
get
Vegas Valley.
to where coyotes are on like the outskirts, aren't they? I mean,
they
they
can
can't get to where I live. They have
Yeah,
to
they
get
can.
through. They don't know the gate code. They're not getting in there.
What we need is we need birds of prey. And if you drive 35 minutes outside the city, and not even that far, you just get beyond the actual city lights, and you'll see them out there. But inside the city, all of the pigeons people are using poison to kill pigeons. And the birds of prey, eat the poisoned pigeons, and then they die. So they have learned, because that's what fucking happens, birds of prey will not live within our city limits because they can't eat the food they find here. That's why I shoot the fucking pigeons, because if they fly away and die, which they do sometimes, and my neighbors don't find them and throw them in my yard because they know I'm the one who shoots them, which has happened a couple of times. I'll come home and right in front of my gate there will be a pigeon with a fucking bullet hole through the neck. I'll be like, "Aw, thanks." Put them in a bag, throw them away. If they fly away after I shoot them and they die, birds of prey or other animals can still eat them. But that's why I won't use poison. Everyone keeps telling me use poison, and I'm like, number one, my dogs are idiots, and so they would probably get poisoned. And number two, if I shoot it and it flies away, I'd like something to be able to make use of it. And if I poison it, nothing can. So fucking, that's why I shoot it. And we don't use a real gun. We use an air rifle, which is, you buy them at Walmart for your 8-year-old kids. They're called Red Ryder BB guns, you bastards.
Yeah, but you can put your eye out with that.
I could put a pigeon's eye out with that. Do it all the time. My fucking dogs are nuts, too. I'm gonna save her pigeon! Ah! I stand at the door.
Yeah.
My little dog, too, he's like, I'm a motherfucker. I'll get that pigeon. I'm a motherfucker.
And imagine the first time being at her place and having her like, I'll be right back.
No, it's more like pump, 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 pump. Hold on a second. And then my dog's like, bird! And then it's just click. Like, that's the whole sound. That's the whole sound that fucking gun makes. And then you hear thump as the bird falls off the roof.
I want to feel sad for the bird. I do. But again, pigeons, they're just shitting all over my stuff. I can't. I can't. I might go to Walmart on the way home.
You want the pump? You want to pump at? You want the not just the single click down here, but the one that pumps up from the top. I'll show you which one to get.
I can't do it. I will like poke my eye out or shoot my eye out.
She would be just that motherfucker. She'd show up, look like Ralphie May. It was an icicle. It's December in Vegas. Ain't no icicles.
There's a reason I can't even have sharp knives. So
yeah, I'm not getting you ceramic knives for Christmas. Damn near, I did cut myself with mine.
All right, what's next? Let's talk about your new going to be hobby.
It's not a hobby, because hobbies you can sit down and walk away from for the rest of your life. Like everything else I've done. So
it's her new cult.
Yeah. My birthday
It is like a cult. It can be. If you allow it to be.
Yeah.
I have not allowed it to go that far for me yet.
So if you follow me on Facebook, you'll know that my profiles for the show don't post anything ever. So my birthday was this week. And I teach a class, and one of my former-ish students, we all had a big get-together on my birthday, but not for my birthday. But everybody brought me presents anyway. And so one of them brought me a tin full of colored pens, and I thought, they're gel pens. It's awesome. This is for my coloring hobby, which I color like one thing every 6 months or so. And I've way more stuff than I'll ever color. But then I opened up the rest of it, and it was this big-ass journal. And I was like, wow, it's there must have been something in my voice, because like, it's a big journal. And she was like, yeah, because you post about all your journaling stuff all the time. And I'm like,
mind you, she's posted like 4 poems.
I tried to do a non-NaNoWriMo thing at the beginning of November. I got to Veterans Day, and that was it.
10th.
Yeah.
Or the 11th, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because the last thing I posted was the oath of office, the oath that I took when I went into when I joined the Army.
By the way, really quick, this is actually really beautiful.
It is. It's freaking
What the
gorgeous.
fuck? We were all on time. How do we only have 10 minutes left?
We just
Because
spent
all
it
you've done-
talking about birds.
We just spent 45 minutes
Talking about bullshit.
fucking pigeons.
Which I need to give a shout out to Lori for knowing her Alfred Hitchcock and having Bodega Bay on the. I love that movie, and I don't even remember Bodega Bay, so that's pretty awesome.
So it's a beautiful. I mean, some of this is going to get cut out in editing later on the YouTube video because it's the same green as the background. See, look at that, totally blends in. But it is gorgeous, and it's huge. I mean, huge.
How huge
I don't
is
even
it?
think. I don't even think the president's tiny
Is it
hands can
Trump
hold
huge?
this. So, this one over here, mention a couple of months ago about this bullet journaling kind of thing. And so when I got this, at first I was like, oh, another journal that's going to rot away on my shelf. It's beautiful. Yes. So I started prepping this to start bullet journaling at the beginning of the year. And I'm completely fucking overwhelmed because I Googled bullet journaling and now I'm lost.
How long? Tell everybody how long you spent in the downward spiral of videos on bullet journaling.
I don't want to talk about it on the air because my boss might watch this video.
Oh, okay.
Some of it might have happened at work. But hours over
hours.
like my birthday was what, Saturday? I decided on Monday, so it's ridiculous.
You get sucked in by the fantastic artwork that is done on bullet journal pages done by other people.
I am inadequate for this shit.
Right?
I cannot. No. You don't get to fucking speak, artiste.
True.
She just oh, look, it's beautiful artwork. I can do that with words.
But I'm telling you, there are times when I want to go the sticker route, like a lot of these girls do. A lot of the bullet journalers do. They buy a slap of stickers and they just throw them on. And some of these pages, I'm like, where the fuck do you write on the page? Because they got all this shit stickered all over it.
Well, and then I'm like, okay, well, what kind of things do I need to bullet journal? Like, are there special notebooks? Like, can I use this notebook? You can use any notebook. Just, if it's a notebook or a piece of paper, whatever, you can use any notebook. But there are fucking, like, design stencils. There are stencils to draw your bullets with. Like, it's a fucking dot on the paper. It's a dot. And bitches got stencils. I must have calculated about $300 or $400 worth of shit that I was just like, ooh, that would be nice. 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 4 different notebooks. I'm like, nah, I got to get out of this. I got to stop Googling this because I will become so overwhelmed that I won't do it. But anyway.
I have a challenge for you.
No.
Oh, yeah.
So this already is too much for me. Like,
I named my journal Kiss the Bullet. Kiss for Keep It Simple Stupid, and Bullet because it's a bullet journal.
But you also drew a picture of a bullet, which looks like your bullet that we've talked about many times.
You can interpret it any goddamn way you want, you dirty motherfuckers. But one of the blogs that I read said you should put a personal message in the front because if you ever lose this once you get started, it's like losing your cell phone. Your whole fucking life is in there.
The idea of a bullet journal is to be able to track and journal at the same time, to plan, to track, and to journal at the same time using concise and brief methods of doing it. So it's like a little diary almost. It becomes like a little diary.
That's the idea.
What's your solution?
The solution is you use nothing but emojis in the journal.
It would all be poop emojis in the journal.
Emoji journal.
So the main journal website said write a personal message in the front of your journal. So if you do ever lose it, they will be compelled to return it to you. So here's my personal message. This is my desperate attempt at getting my wreck of a life in order. I'm screwed if I lose it. Please let me know if you find it. And then my email address and then my @ and my brand name, because I've branded my name everywhere on the fucking eternal website of the internet. So this is what this is, because any of you who knows me in real life knows that I am a fucking walking freak sideshow, and my life is a wreck, and I have just decided to add on top of everything else that I'm doing, on top of the 85,000 doctor's appointments I've got coming up for my kid, as I've decided that we're going to join Spiral Scouts, I'm going to become a Mason, and I've picked up a second job, and I might pick up a third one just in case. And so this method would be really good for you. This method would be good for me as long as I remember to take it with me, and as long as I remember to flip to the page, because like it says, keep everything on the index so that you can find it quickly. Right. I am not about to be counting through fucking pages, so I have little tags in here. This is January, so I can flip straight to January, and I started my first tracker. So the first tracker is just to journal daily. So for those of you who, because you're watching this video, are considering it or are already journalers, bullet or otherwise, bullet journaling is one type of method. You can still do regular journals. Like I still write shit out like in a diary or whatever. I don't follow the
official bullet journal method, which there doesn't need to be. I have my own
There's
stylized.
like 5 official bullet journal
Right.
methods, just so you know.
But my favorite thing right now is seeing the
sorry.
pages that other people do, because you can track things. Like, I know someone who tracks how much water they drink a day.
We're tracking our hashtags right now in
Yeah.
my bullet journal.
There's another, just to throw out there, like both of these methods or all of these methods are great. There's also another method, I don't want to be completely left out here. You can keep everything in your head, forget half the shit, get the other half of the shit wrong, and
That is one method of
constantly
doing it.
run around as
That-
a mess. So
that is
I'm
my
gonna stick with that.
That's my current method.
It doesn't require a book. It requires a lot of apologies, a sweet smile,
And some tequila.
and some tequila, and often doing things you probably wouldn't have done otherwise, and later hang your head in shame. But whatever works for you, whatever method works for you.
You could track how much you masturbate. You should have a masturbation tracking page.
It'd be blank.
Then I wouldn't have
I'm-
time to masturbate.
That and I've been
That
so...
would be a good bumper sticker. I would be bullet journaling, but I'm masturbating instead.
I would be masturbating, but bullet journaling takes so much time. No,
But I didn't have enough time to journal about it.
I'm so bored with myself. I haven't actually masturbated myself in a while because I'm so bored with myself. My poor
You
fucking
need
dildo's
someone
just laying
new
there.
to fantasize about or something? That's what I do.
Maybe.
I turn to fantasy.
Maybe I just need to mix it up a bit. Buy a new dildo.
I got tired of Brent Spiner as my fantasy guy, so I have to move on to somebody else now.
I don't know who that is.
Data from Star Trek.
You're fucking
Does he
killing
wear the
me.
glasses?
She doesn't even know who that is.
Does he wear the glasses?
Yellow one.
Still nothing.
All right.
Is it William Shatner?
No.
Okay, then that's all I know. I'm out.
It's kind of one
Hey,
of those
Gina.
moments.
I don't even know what to say to that. You don't know who Data is? Everyone who knows who Data is.
Legit kudos on taking this first step. I hope you keep up with it and keep us posted.
Nobody encourage me, because as soon as people are start like, way to go, you can do it, this is the #1 thing, I'm like, fuck it.
Oh my
You're
god!
gonna
Oh my
fucking
god!
blow
Oh my
it,
god!
Sierra.
Oh my
You're
god!
gonna
Say
fucking blow it.
hello to one of my favorite people, Josie Harrison.
Hi, Josie Harrison.
Hi,
Holy
Josie
shit
Harrison.
balls.
Holy
we
shit.
We know Josie Harrison. Hi, Josie.
You guys, they know Josie Harris.
And Gina.
Hi, Gina. Thank you, Vendetta.
Hey, G-Spot.
Oh, that's right. That is G-Spot, Gina.
We're almost done, right?
Yeah. Like, we got like
I don't
2
want to
minutes.
start a new topic and have us run
We
out
don't
of
have time.
No,
No, so,
let's use the last minute to discourage Sierra.
yeah, don't encourage me.
Put down her journaling.
This is seriously gonna, like, I joke about it, but doing anything to actually put my own life, like, I'm an organizational expert. I can organize fucking anything.
True that. She's like the Tetris builder of packing.
Except my own goddamn life.
But you can pack the shit out of your van.
I sure can, and I can organize anyone else's house, but my house is a mess. I can create an entire system for you that is totally usable for you in keeping your own life in order and tracking shit and taking care of stuff. And if you ask me, oh, do you do this a lot for yourself? And I'm like, hell no. I don't even know where my fucking shoes are right now. They're in one of 5 places in my house. And they might be in 2 different places at the same time because quantum physics.
Gina said, love you, ladies. And Sierra, fuck all that shit. Don't do it.
Thank you. I won't.
CJ said, picture Brent Spiner as Dr. Oaken from Independence Day Resurgence.
Oh, maybe. Do you know that one?
No.
God damn it, woman.
Oh, when I saw Independence Day with Will Smith.
Yes. He's the old doctor that was underground the whole time for like 40 years or whatever. He's the one that was working on the spaceship, Dr. Oaken.
No. I just remember Will
He's
Smith.
too small of a part for her to remember.
Like a plumber.
Like a plumber.
Yeah.
I'm lost.
Yeah. I'm Elexia.
Toxi.
And Sierra.
And we will see you guys next week if
You're brave enough.
Later, bitches.